didn't have any bloopers.
Mm-hmm.
That was like perfect. I'm like the best interview.
Okay, I just need to do a little.
3 little birds sat on my window, and they told me I don't need to worry. Maybe sometimes we've got it wrong, but it's alright. You're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow.
Hi guys, and welcome to The Search. It is Dee Narelle, and I am back with an interview video. Today I'm interviewing my sister here. We've done dad, mom, and now it is sister's turn. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it, starting with, tell us about yourself.
Hi. So, I am Devin Janelle Willis. I am the second eldest of our 8 siblings. How else is the age? I'm 28 years old. I am currently working as a part-time therapist at a private practice in Kalamazoo, and I am a full-time graduate student entering my 4th year in the counseling psychology program at Western Michigan University.
She's the smart one out of all of us. Next question. What was the first thing you ever wanted to be?
Well, the first thing I ever wanted to be, I believe, was a pediatrician. So pretty much I always knew I was going to be a doctor, but I thought I was going to be a pediatrician until I discovered psychology.
And when did you discover psychology and decide that this is what I want to do actually?
So basically, in high school, I took I believe it was like an elective class. I think I took like psychology and sociology. So basically, I've always like personally just had an interest in like, why do people do what they do? And pretty much realized psychology is like the study of the mind and human behavior. So essentially why people do what they do. And then learning that there are things you can learn to assist people with doing things they would like to do that don't always align with what actually takes place. So pretty much that's what got me interested. It was pretty much, this fits me. So there it was. And it was like, me and psychology, we're friends.
Sounds like a less bumpy road than some of us are going through, but it is different for everybody. Well, you already said what kind of led you to your passion, but I guess as you decided in high school, like any tools or anything that you used or were introduced to in regards to deciding, okay, now I know I can go to school for it, the type of jobs that I know I can get, and how to go towards attaining that?
So that's actually something that I'm still in the process of learning, like all the stuff I can do with a degree. So basically, I don't remember at what point I learned, but basically I learned with psychology, you're gonna want to go to grad school in order to like make it a lucrative career. So you can do stuff at bachelor's level, but it would be more difficult to do the things I want to do, which is the bachelor's. So I did forget to mention. So I do have my master's already. I got my master's in counseling psychology in December of 2020. So basically, I think originally my goal was just to like do therapy. I just want to do therapy, talk to people, pretty much. And then, as I entered grad school, is really where I got exposure to more of the various things that I can do with my degree, which basically I can do whatever I want, which is great. So I see myself like doing things like therapy, research, working within the community, doing like consultation work, like outreach, all types of things. So in terms of the passion part, I think the passion goes into, it's like underlying basically all the different facets of my career that I'm gonna, I guess, endeavor, which pretty much I would say I'm interested in all things Black. So helping Black folks, mental health, Black people, that's like my passion. That's my realm. And I'm gonna pretty much do it in every way I can.
That's what's up. So, with the under interviews, which I'm sure you've watched as well, because she's one of my supporters, we saw that like our two moms, they're not in their passion field or what they want to be doing for the rest of our life. Daddy said that it wasn't, he wouldn't call it like his dream job, but it hits so many things that he wants to do and enjoys doing, that's why he's so passionate about it. So what would you say about psychology and maybe the part-time job that you're doing now? Is that like, this is 100% what I want to do? Are there like things that, of course, you want to be able to do this and that? Or is it similar to Daddy where, at least right now, it hits enough of the points where it's like, yeah, this is what I'm dedicated to. This is what I want to do. I love what I'm doing right now.
So I think it's only an aspect of what I want to do. So it's feeling, one piece of a bigger plan. One of the things with private practice, so originally my thoughts were like, oh, I'm just make my own private practice. That's how I'm gonna make my money. But when it comes to like the population I want to serve, they might not have access to private practice. I mean, I could run it however I want to run it and accept whatever insurance I want. But I think I'm thinking maybe like the private practice will fund the other things I want to do, outreach things to the community. So I would say it's one aspect. I do really like it, but it's only one aspect. So I wouldn't be fine with just doing that piece. And the fact that one thing I learned about private practice that I don't like is like how the insurance works, which basically, I don't know, it's really weird. I guess there's no point in getting to it. But there's a lot of stuff about that I don't like either. But yeah, I think right now I am in a space where I'm seeing how my previous goal was even a limitation with what I want to do now. So that's the good part about my field, is I can just keep building on, oh, I have this interest, okay, I can go do it. Just connect with these people. So yeah, once I'm done with this degree, pretty much I don't have to like go back and get another thing. Once I'm done, it's like I can pretty much explore all my interests. So yeah.
Okay. And then in regards to your path, of course, the purpose of my channel is because I haven't been on like straight path. It's kind of been like I've had a lot of U-turns or going to the left, going to the right, so it's a curving road for me and also our parents, which are the people I've interviewed thus far. Would you consider that you've been on the same type of winding road, or maybe you kind of like, once you figured out in high school, there were a couple bumps, but for the most part it's been, I mean, I know it's stressful with work and study and all that stuff, but in regards to the steps it took to get you to where, was it like smoother, or do you think there were a few bumps in the road, or you going down a winding path?
I would definitely say there was some bumps, because like it didn't work how I thought it was going to work, going through the path of, so starting first year going away to college, because I was like doing sports and stuff, expecting to go to like a 4-year university. Didn't even go to, I went to like a private, it wasn't private, but it was weird. I don't know what to consider that school. But it wasn't like a university like that I envisioned type thing. So I was there for 1 year, then came back to Flint, went the associate's route and was working. Then went to U of M Flint and was working. And then took a gap year, which was unexpected, because I'm like, oh, I want to go to grad school. I realized at U of M, oh, this is not like applying to undergrad. This is like a whole bunch of extra stuff you need, and I wasn't ready. So I had to take a gap year to prepare, which was not anticipated. I wanted to go straight through. Then left to Kalamazoo. The goal was, get right into a PhD program. But no, they didn't want me. So I had to start at the master's, and then transition into the PhD program halfway through my master's. But yeah, so that was, while I always knew where I was going, getting there definitely did not go in the way I planned. And then being in grad school is not going how I planned in my timeline. And I guess mine has been more like, yes, I'm going and I'm making progress towards where I want to go, but it's more like an internal thing that has been more of a hiccup, like struggling with things you don't feel like you should be struggling with, that type of thing. It's been more the rocky road for me in grad school. And yeah, so I would definitely say probably yeah, no one. It just kind of works out how you want it to, or the plan. So I would say yeah, even though I've always known what I wanted to do, or at least an aspect of what I wanted to do, and I've been on that path, yeah, it definitely has not been smooth. Yeah, and as a control freak, that really sucks. So yeah. Yep.
Which makes me feel a little bit better. I mean, of course, never wish stress or hardship or anybody else, but it does make me, and I'm sure those of us out there who still doesn't know what they want to do for a career or haven't even figured out what steps they need to take to start figuring that out, that even for somebody that's known since they were in high school, the road still wasn't an easy, straight path to figure out, that there's still things that you have to do, overcome, and figure out fully to be successful. So the last question is just any advice, tips, and tools that you may have for anybody out there who maybe is interested in looking into the same field as you, or are still trying to figure things out.
Well, my first advice would be prioritize your mental health as a mental health professional. So if you can access, you have the resources to go to therapy, I would strongly recommend therapy. Even if you wouldn't be ready, like if you weren't ready, like just to go into like therapy, like talk therapy, to talk about like your emotions and things like that. Even trying like career therapy, or career counseling is what it's called. Things like that, if you have access to those resources. Also, because I think exposure is really good. So like if you just have interest, just personal interest, maybe try starting there and then seeing like if this is a way I could support myself. Definitely would recommend just, I say stalking people, but that's basically what it is. So like stalking people, so finding the people who are doing what you're doing, or people that are doing things close, or even if they're doing a piece of what you're doing, and like stalk them. Like I know people's stuff is accessible, so like places like LinkedIn or even just social media, if you can like actually contact them. We got the virtual realm now, so like ask somebody, oh, can we talk about this, or oh, I'm interested in what you're doing, yada yada yada. And then sometimes you learn, okay, I like this piece of what they're doing, but I don't like that piece. So yeah, just kind of doing stuff like that. That's stuff that you can do for free. So that'll help with exposure. And yeah, I would say yeah, keep your ideas written down, and pretty much yeah, things like that is a strong recommendation. What it comes down to, what I've learned as I've gotten like further along in my education, is the importance, which is not always great. It's definitely not always great, but the importance of like networking and getting connected with the right people. Like we all heard like the cliche. A lot of times it's not really what you know, is who you know. And a lot of times that doesn't work in favor for Black people, unfortunately. But now there are more of us in different spaces than maybe previously. But yeah, I would definitely recommend finding your people would be a good first step. Well, I guess finding your interests would be a good first step, and then like finding your people, definitely.
All right. I do definitely appreciate it. Us finally be able to get this interview done. We've been trying for like, I feel like 6 months to try to get the interview done. And we finally be able to do it. And I hope hearing a different perspective from somebody that's closer to my age, because we're only a year and a half apart, compared to where my parents are, who are 20 years older than me, helps anyone out there that's still on this journey. And let's continue to figure out this life thing together. Bye.
Has a reason, baby, let it come to you. Every soul, every season lives outside of status quo. If the passion's gone,